But I wanted to ask, start off by just saying, like, how are you feeling?
Good. Thanks. Yeah. It's, went through the process and did my 3 months of, rest and whatnot, and then been working since then, which was about February, to get back now. And I feel good. Taking it as it was 3 months rest, it's definitely not what I wanted, but, you got to make a positive out of a negative. And I feel really good now getting back out there. It's been the first time putting a helmet on, getting out with the team in a long time. So it's been feeling great, and body feels good and everything's working.
That's great to hear, man. I'm just curious. Can you take me back to week 7 of last year? Like kind of when you tested positive, I guess start there.
Yeah. So Dawson tested positive a couple days before I did, and then I got the call, and didn't feel crazily sick. Kind of had the mild symptoms that everybody was experiencing, and then as part, I believe it was the league protocol. I'm not sure if it's that or what. I had to get the heart checked. Doctors here found something, and in conjunction with some others, they said that what we had to do is what we had to do and take 3 months off. And I never really felt anything of the heart specifically, but it's just it kind of happened pretty quick. And next thing I knew, it was that. So obviously it's not what you want, but
yeah. So you didn't. So you said just kind of mild symptoms, and you didn't really even feel like there could be anything wrong when you went to go see the cardiologist, kind of thing.
Yeah. So because we had to quarantine for 10 to whatever it was, 14 days or something like that, and slowly kind of working back after you take the time off and stuff like that. And then nothing. Went to the cardiologist, and then they said they found something. So that's really what it was. Yeah.
What was that like when you, especially because you seem probably pretty blindsided by that, because you're telling me you didn't really feel anything. So how shocking, how stunning was that when they tell you they found something?
Yeah, it was a lot to kind of take in, especially because I came off foot surgery and was on PUP, and I was planning on coming off that week, and that all kind of happened. So obviously it was end of season, pretty tough news, and everyone hear that, especially the way things were going with the team and how they ended up going. But yeah, it was surprising. It was shocking. It sucked. There's no way around that. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's really what happened. And then you just had to wait it out and do what the expert said.
And I'm just coming from a guy on the outside. Scary. When a doctor tells you you have inflammation of the muscles around your heart, like, were you scared?
Yeah, a little bit. You never. It's not a thing you want to hear for sure. You're right. But they did the cardiologist here and the other one that we talked to, they did a great job. They were all up front and explained, that yes, it could be serious, but at the same time, we're hopefully we handle this the right way, and it's something you should, put in the rear view and then never see again. So that was cool, but yeah, it was.
So just 3 months of kind of rest, you're a professional athlete. Like, you're trained and wired probably since you were 15, 16 years old to be going and all this stuff. How hard was it? Like Dawson said, it was hard to quarantine for 10 days. You're quarantining or pretty much resting for 3 months. How hard was that?
It was tough. Just like you said, for years and years and years, you've been doing this, and your body never, you never take that time. You take time. 3 months is, it's a quarter of a year. That's a lot of time. And so you're right. It's tough. Just mundane activities throughout the day. You got to make sure you're not doing too much, and then obviously, you want to be out there, you want to be playing and stuff like that, and you can't even do that, and you just got to kind of sit and watch, and can't participate at all, can't do anything to better yourself. It's all we've ever done and stuff, and so it really, it was brutal. It was long too. It wasn't a quick 3 months, unfortunately, but yeah, it was just, it was didn't go by fast.
I want to phrase this delicately, because how has COVID changed you? And I'm not just talking about professionally, like you're pushed to be a starting tight end or anything like that. Not only that, but also personally, like, how has this affected? The pandemic has affected everybody, but you seem to kind of, I don't want to say get the worst of it, but you kind of got dealt a hand on top of it. How has that affected you professionally and personally?
That's a good question. I've just tried my best to just kind of, you know, make it as fuel for the fire. Obviously, that's not easy to do with 3 months off. You can't really, build a fire proverbially. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't the best hand to be dealt, but it's what we got. And I tried my best to just kind of be around here and be around with the team and just kind of learn what I could and at least, be involved to whatever extent that was. And it was, I didn't really change anything, but it just kind of put things in different perspective. And I got to take a back seat, like I said, for the first time in years and years and years to kind of view things, give a little different perspective. But other than that, I just kind of really just tried to, whatever happened. There's nothing I could do about it. Put it in the rear view and, just use it and overcome it and turn into something good.
Around this time last year, or actually it was a little bit before, I remember talking to Harrison about his recovery in the ACL. And there's a competitor in everybody that you're a good teammate. You want the team to win, but it's almost like it kind of sucks when they're winning without you. And Harrison admitted, it was great to see defensive, my guys get sacks, but he was also like, yeah, but I wanted to be getting those sacks too. Was it even harder sitting out, seeing the success that this team was having and to be like, hey guys, good game, good job, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. No doubt about it. It's so happy for the team, love the guys and they're playing awesome. But, the team goes on the road. I'm sitting in my apartment at home, watching the game, watching it on, CBS, NBC, whatever was on. It's brutal. All you want to do is be out there and, on the field and doing your thing and being part of it. So it is tough. It's probably as tough as anything. You know what I mean? You work so hard to get in a position to do things like this, and then that happens and all you got to do is watch. So yeah, just definitely was not easy.
Does it feel like forever ago or does it feel like it was yesterday?
Once OTA started, it feels like it's a while ago. It's still there, but the strength and conditioning staff here was great. I stayed here the whole off season and they did such a good job. And even when I was not doing everything, just working little ways to, keep me involved mentally and stuff like that. And so once we hit the ground, we hit it running and it came back faster than I thought it would. And at that point it was still, okay, I'm still coming off 3 months, not doing anything. But then once once start putting the helmets on, going out, running around the grass, it's kind of like riding a bike, not entirely, but it's almost kind of put it farther behind,
Well, it's funny because Dable kind of said you're kind of like a rookie in a way yesterday. You're not a rookie, but you missed the whole season. And you kind of got to get back into it, like as if you were a rookie in a sense. Did it feel? But you kind of said there, kind of felt like riding a bike once you got the helmet back on.
Yeah. The football part felt it felt great too. You know what I mean? Like being in the huddle, hearing stuff, and catching the ball, running around, blocking and stuff, which was awesome. But yeah, it is. Because rookie year was up and down, and then last year was really, I pretty did nothing. So it's in a way it's like that, and got to prove myself all over again. Got to do what I got to do, and do my stuff when the ball comes to me and stuff like that.
But we've heard a lot of talk about how open the locker room is about the COVID vaccine and all of these discussions. What kind of questions have, your teammates come up and maybe asked you about, because going through your experience, because Sean said, if anybody has questions, look no further than Tommy, because he lost a whole season because of it. What are those kind of conversations and questions you've received from teammates?
It was, everybody was pretty privy to what happened to me because I was here the whole time. Well, after I came back from quarantine, and they were the whole locker room was great. They were all there with me through all of it, and everybody in the organization was great. So they knew, everybody knows. And so when they're making their decision now and stuff, they kind of have that, have that information. And, I've been upfront, they've been asking me stuff. So it hasn't been anything specific, but everybody kind of knew what happened and was there when it happened. So they kind of have that, in back pocket.
It's kind of weird because you have that so it's interesting because you're saying that they were there pretty much as you were going through it because you weren't in quarantine with the myocarditis. You were still around the team.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Gotcha. And like I said, it seems like it's been great conversations and I appreciate Dable. And like I said, and Bean, and they've, the media's been grilling, because that's the talk, right? Like that's what it is. Can I ask you what your thoughts are on the vaccine? I don't want to have to ask you like, or say anything, but like, what are your thoughts on it? Have guys come up to you again, kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing, it's it's novel, it's new. I mean, just because it happened to me doesn't make me an expert. I really don't know much about the medicinal world. So, I kind of would feel wrong to try and point somebody, for or against anything. I mean, what happened, it's out, it's public, especially within the locker room, and they know, and everybody knows it, and they can choose to use that information however they want.
I really respect that answer, and I really appreciate your candidness, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I'd be a bad reporter if I didn't bring up vaccines, as much as that sucks. Like, I don't want to be talking about vaccines any more than anybody else, but I just appreciate it. And I'm really happy to see you doing well. And I really appreciate your honesty and you just kind of opening up to me. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no, thanks so much, Dan. Appreciate you.
We'll see you around.
All right. Sounds good. See ya.